Hello students. In the previous lecture, we had started with the concept of integration, and in that we had studied certain formulae. We are going to use those formulae and continue with exercise 5.1, which we had started in the previous lecture itself. In 5.1, we are beginning with the fifth sum now. The question is evaluate, that is find the answer of this particular integral, that is 1 upon x into x minus 1 dx. As I have told you in the previous lecture itself, during integration there is no formula for u upon v, and therefore we have to somehow find the integral of this particular function that is there. Now just observe how it is done. Consider this particular value. There is 1 upon x minus 1 minus 1 upon x. What is the value of this particular term that is there? Now when we cross multiply and equalize the denominator, we get x minus 1 in the numerator, and in the denominator we get x into x minus 1. Okay. So upon opening the bracket, x and x goes away and minus 1 becomes plus 1. So it becomes 1 upon x into x minus 1. That means this question that is there, 1 upon x into x minus 1, can also be written as 1 upon x minus 1 minus 1 upon x. So that is what we are going to do. We are going to write the question as integral of 1 upon x minus 1 minus 1 upon x into dx. The next step would be separating the integrals. So here 1 upon x minus 1 becomes separate, and 1 upon x also becomes a separate integral. I had asked you to remember in the previous lecture that the formula for integral of 1 upon x is very important. What is the integral of 1 upon x? Yes, right, it is log x. So therefore, both these integrals, if you observe, both the integrals are 1 upon. So 1 upon x minus 1 becomes log x minus 1, and 1 upon x becomes log x. And if you remember, the answer is written in mod sign. When we use a log, we write the answer in the mod sign. So here, the answer which we get is log mod of x minus 1 minus log mod of x plus c. I told you last time that plus c writing is very, very important. Now when two logs are subtracted, again something which I told you before, when we subtract logarithms, we can combine them and write one upon the other. The first log upon the second log we can write it as. So the answer can be modified this way, that is log of x minus 1 upon x plus c. Thus this becomes the answer to our question that is there. The sixth question of exercise 5.1. The question, as you can see, it is if f dash x is x square plus 5 and f0 is minus 1, find the value of fx. It's an important question. It comes for minimum 3 marks in the exam. So here, suppose fx is given to us. In the solution, suppose fx is given to us. How to find f dash of x? Yes, we find the derivative, isn't it? We do d dx of fx. And thus we get f dash of x. Now, suppose you want to find, suppose f dash x is given. From there, then how to find fx? Yes, this d dx symbol goes to the RHS, and on the RHS it becomes the integral sign. So when we find the integral of f dash x, what we are doing is we are finding fx. So here f dash x is given as x square plus 5. When we find the integral of f dash x, that is when we find the integral of x square plus 5, we are going to get fx. So let us do that now. So thus the integral of x square plus 5 dx. That gives us fx. So over here, when we integrate, of course, we separate the terms as usual. Okay, so this becomes this way. And then integral of x square, you know the formula for x raised to n by now. Integral of x raised to n is x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So this becomes x raised to 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 1. So here it becomes x cube upon 3. Okay, let me write the 3 properly. Plus 5 integral of 5. Now integral of any constant, no, it is not 0, it is x. Remember that is the difference between integration and differentiation. So integral of 5 becomes 5x. And don't forget to write c over here. Okay, now fx we got. But we haven't yet got the value for c, because if you remember, in fx, the primary function, okay, which is given, there is no constant term. The constant term is definite, that is. So we have to find c as yet. So for finding c, we make use of the fact that f0 is minus 1. So we find f0 over here. So the next step, finding f0. So f0 is minus 1. So f0 means what? In the term fx, we substitute x as 0. So this becomes this way. Fx was x cube upon 3 plus 5x plus c. So f0 becomes 0 cube upon 3 plus 5 into 0 plus c. Now they have given that it is equal to minus 1. So all the 0 terms become 0, and thus we get c is equal to minus 1. Now once we get c, we can write the complete value of fx. So fx becomes x cube upon 3 plus 5x minus 1. This becomes the answer for fx. I will also help you with the seventh sum. In the seventh sum, f dash x is given as 4x cube minus 3x square plus 2x plus k. f0 is 1 and f1 is 4. You have to find the value of fx. Somewhat it is similar to the previous sum. A bit of difference is there, that is k is another unknown that you have to find along with c, for which they have given us certain data. So in this case, again we begin in the same manner, that is we write integral of f dash of x, which comes out as fx. Okay, so we already know the value for f dash of x. So we integrate that particular value, that particular function, which is integral of 4x cube minus 3x square plus 2x plus k, which becomes fx. So we separate the integrals. This entire thing comes out as fx. Then when we solve further, everywhere we are going to use the formula for x raised to n. In the last term, you know that the integral of k becomes kx. So thus the sum is something which we know already. So upon integrating 4x cube, the integral of 4x cube turns out to be 4x raised to 4 upon 4 minus 3x square becomes 3x cube upon 3. 2x becomes 2x square upon 2. K, as I told you, becomes kx. And the last term, the constant term. Now, these terms we can cancel. Therefore, we get fx as x raised to 4 minus x cube plus x square plus kx plus c. Quite long, isn't it? Again, we have to find the value for k and c. For finding c, we can put f0. They have given us the f0 value as 1. So f0 is 1. Thus, we put 0 in all these values. X we substitute as 0 over here. So we get f0 is equal to 0 raised to 4. Wherever x is there, we are putting 0. But f0 is 1. All the 0 terms go away. Therefore, we get the value of c as 1. So now fx can be modified and can be written as this way. But then k we do not know. So for finding k, we take the other value which they have given us. That is, they have given us that f1 is 4. So in this fx function, we put x as 1, that is f1 we are finding. So we put x as 1 and then we find the value for k. So therefore we write f1 is equal to 1 raised to 4 minus 1 cube plus 1 square plus k into 1. C was 1 if you remember. And that f1 they have given us 4 this way. Now 1 raised to 4 minus 1 cube is 1 minus 1 which goes away. 1 square, that is 1 plus 1. We get 2 plus k as 4. Therefore, we can say that k is 2. So the value for k comes out as 2. Now we are in a position to write fx. So fx becomes x raised to 4 minus x cube plus x square. And instead of k, we got 2. So 2x plus 1. Thus, we get the value for fx. The 8th sum is an assignment for you. Along with the other sums, you can try out this sum and write it in your notebook. Okay. Now, next we go on to miscellaneous exercise 5 and check out which sums deal with this concept. Because side by side, when all these formulae are fresh in your mind, you can also do those sums so that the formulae, you become more thorough with these formulae. Okay. So from miscellaneous exercise 5, we observe that question number 1, choose the correct alternatives. The 7th question deals with this particular formula which we learnt just now. That is x raised to n and 1 upon x formula. Just check it out. See, you have to find the value of this particular integral. There are 4 options which are given. So those options you will arrive at the correct option only by solving. By now you have understood how to solve in maths. That MCQs cannot be solved, cannot be learnt by heart, you have to solve them. Okay. So we have to solve this and get the correct answer and choose the correct answer from those which are given there. So in this case, x plus 1 upon x the whole cube. We use the formula for a plus b the whole cube, which becomes a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. Okay, so in this case, when we use the same formula for x plus 1 upon x the whole cube, our integral becomes x cube plus 3 x square into 1 upon x plus 3x into 1 upon x square plus 1 upon x cube. This way it becomes. Thus, we can cancel off the x up and down here as well as here. So, our integral becomes this way, that is integral of x cube plus 3x plus 3 upon x plus 1 upon x cube. We separate the integrals here. So when we separate, we get integral of x cube plus, let us put 3 outside the integral, which is a constant anyway. So x cube dx, put dx there. Here also 3x dx. Let us put 3 outside and write 1 upon x dx plus 1 upon x cube. For the sake of solving, we will be writing it as x raised to minus 3 dx, so that we can comfortably use the formula for x raised to n over here. If you want, you can just pause the video, note it down, or you can come back to it after learning the entire sum that is there. Okay, so here let us see how to solve it first. So for x cube, we use the formula when we write the integral. For x cube, we use the formula x raised to n. So x cube becomes x raised to 4 upon 4 plus 3 is a constant. X, the integral of x is x square upon 2. Those of you who have learned this will find it very easy actually. 3 upon x, we have written it as 3 into 1 upon x, and the integral of 1 upon x is log x. So we get here 3 log x, log mod of x. Okay, and the last term we have written it as x raised to minus 3. So x raised to minus 3 becomes x raised to, see this way we'll write it first, okay? X raised to minus 3 plus 1 upon minus 3 plus 1. Okay, by using the formula x raised to n as well from the previous step. Now the first 3 terms remain as they are. The last term becomes somewhat like this, that is, it becomes this way, minus 3 plus 1 becomes minus 2 upon again minus 3 plus 1 was there in the denominator, that becomes minus 2. Now in the next step, what we can do is, we can take this x raised to minus 2 upon minus 2. X raised to minus 2 can go in the denominator and it can become x square. So the remaining integral remains as it is. But the last term is still again modified like this now. Now it becomes minus 1 upon 2, because that minus 2 was down, the minus sign we can bring it up also, 1 upon 2 x square, and we get plus c. So this becomes the answer here. Thus you can check the textbook and see as to which option is this, whether it is A, B, C or D on page number 137, the 7th sum. Now we move on to the 9th sum, because the 9th sum also you can solve it using the concepts which you have learned so far. The 9th sum is integral of 1 minus x the whole raised to minus 2 dx. They have given us options. We have to find the answer and choose the correct option. Again, this you can easily do if you just apply the formula x raised to n. Okay, so here, since integral of, see what is the integral of 1 minus x the whole raised to minus 2? We get it as 1 minus x the whole raised to minus 2 plus 1 using the formula for x raised to n upon minus 2 plus 1. Now when you observe in the numerator, the term is minus x and not x, and therefore we also divide with the coefficient of x. I have told you that rule, isn't it? It is p plus q x, px plus q term it is. Okay, So we also divide by the coefficient of x, and thus it is this way. Okay. Now you can simplify and write the answer and check it out. So you can complete the sum by yourself. Only one step remains. Just complete the sum and see if you are getting the option which is correct over here. From miscellaneous exercise itself, page number 138, question number 2, that is fill in the blanks. The third question we can try out. The third question is if f dash x is equal to 1 upon x plus x and f1 is given as 5 upon 2, then fx is equal to log x plus x square upon 2 plus dash. We have to find that dash. Now from f dash x, what are you going to get? Yes, when you integrate f dash x, you are going to get fx. So thus we find fx this way, that is f dash x becomes, that is fx becomes, fx becomes integral of f dash x dx. So this term becomes, that is f dash x is given as 1 upon x plus x. So fx is actually integral of 1 upon x plus x dx. Now since we are doing fill in the blanks, we can also complete the sum in short because this is your rough work. You are not going to show the workings in the exam time. You are going to write the answer directly. However, you have to solve the sum in the rough column. Okay. So here integral of 1 upon x is log x and integral of x is x square upon 2. So plus x square upon 2 plus c becomes our fx. So this term comes out as the answer as fx. However, we need the answer for c. For that, we use the data that they have given. They have given us that f1 is 5 upon 2. So here we have f1 is equal to 5 upon 2. So in the formula for fx, we substitute x as 1. So therefore we get log 1 plus 1 square upon 2 plus c is equal to 5 upon 2. Now remember, log 1 is 0. Okay, the value for log 1 is 0. Therefore, this term goes away. 1 square upon 2 is of course 1 upon 2 plus c, which becomes 5 upon 2. Thus, we can find c by taking 1 upon 2 to the RHS. So c becomes 5 upon 2 minus 1 upon 2, which is 4 upon 2, which comes out as 2. Okay, so c comes out as 2. Therefore, our fx, that is the fill in the blanks. Okay, the value for fx. In the value for fx, the dash becomes 2 obviously. So it is log x plus x square upon 2 plus dash, and the dash is nothing but 2. So this way we finish this sum. Now the fourth question, solve the following of miscellaneous exercise on page number 138. The second question in that, integral of 5x plus 1 raised to 4 upon 9 dx. Again the formula, initial formula is x raised to n only. So over here this becomes 5x plus 1 raised to 4 upon 9 plus 1, that is raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1, isn't it? So 4 upon 9 plus 1 upon 4 upon 9 plus 1. But it is not x, remember it is 5x. So we divide by 5 as well over here. So this term, that is divided by 5, that is upon 5 into 5 is written over here actually. Okay. So the term becomes 5x plus 1. Now 4 upon 9 plus 1, equalize the denominator, don't write it as 5 upon 9. Equalize the denominator, so 4 plus 9, that is 13 upon 9. Again, in the denominator also, 13 upon 9 into 5. Okay. So, then the term becomes this way. That is 5x plus 1 raised to 13 upon 9 upon 13 5s are 65 upon 9. Okay, in the denominator. Now, of course, we simplify. Yeah, everywhere we have to write plus c. Once we solve the integral, we remove the integral sign. Remember to write plus c. Okay. Now, 65 upon 9 becomes 9 upon 65. And the remaining terms we write it. So, this becomes the answer. I hope you understand why we are doing these sums right now. Okay, miscellaneous exercise, if I deal with it later on, it will become an effort for you to remember all these things. That is why we are doing it now only. From the fourth question of miscellaneous exercise, the third sum, it is integral 1 upon 2x plus 3 dx. Again, this is an easy sum. 1 upon x is log x. So, 1 upon 2x plus 3, the integral of that becomes log 2x plus 3. So, log mod of 2x plus 3, it is not x but it is 2x. So, we also divide by 2 and this becomes the answer. Isn't it easy? Then the fifth question, you can try it out as assignment because by now I have solved many sums of this type for you. Just check it out and try it out as assignment. This is the fifth question of miscellaneous exercise. Okay, page number 138. Question number 4 and the fifth question. Okay, so this you try it out as assignment. We will go to the sixth question, which is very easy, but since the initial part might confuse you. See, they have given the question this way, mod x dx. We have to find mod x dx, and also they have given that x is less than 0. If x is less than 0. Now this is very easy. Mod x means absolute value of x. The absolute value can be positive or negative. Here they have already given us part of the answer, that is x is a negative value. So we write this mod x as integral of minus x dx. Okay, so this is the minus sign over here. So minus x dx. Now what is the integral of x? It is x square upon 2. So minus x becomes minus x square upon 2 plus c. So this becomes your answer. Okay, so by now we have done many sums dealing with the first 5 formulae. Again I am telling you all, learn those formulae by heart, keep them in mind so that if you are asked anywhere at all to recall those formulae, you can recall them readily. Okay, so with this we stop this lecture. We will meet in the next lecture and see which concept we can go to next in this particular lesson. So bye students, stay safe and healthy.